Hi everybody, this is Bo from Bo to Fitness, and real quickly I wanted to talk about two questions that I've been getting a lot recently, and that I think you may find helpful. And these are regarding metabolism. The two questions that I keep getting are, number one, what is metabolism anyways? And number two, why is it important to know my metabolism? I mean, what is that going to do for me? So I thought I'd go ahead and try to see if I can answer them for you. So let's start with the first question. What is metabolism? Your metabolism is the sum total of energy that you use up throughout the day, or that you require throughout the day. Now, energy we typically refer to as calories, right? So it's the amount of calories that we need each day to do everything that you do, all right? So this includes the physical activity that you do. This includes it's called your resting metabolic rate. So just sitting here, my heart's pounding, my brain's using up a certain amount of energy. Just at rest, your body uses up a certain amount of energy. And then also we use up a certain amount of energy to digest our food, to process our food through digestion. And these three components are typically referred to as what make up our metabolism. So our physical activity, the digesting food, which is sometimes referred to as TEF, T-E-F, stands for thermic effective feeding. And the third component of metabolism is our RMR, resting metabolic rate. It's the sum of those three things that determines how much energy we use overall throughout the day. That is what metabolism is. Now, why is it important to know what it is? Well, the main reason it's important to know what it is because if you don't know what it is, it's very difficult to know exactly how much exercise you should be getting and how much food you should be eating. And so you're really just making a guess. You're kind of saying, well, I'll work out 3 times a week, or I'll work out 4 times a week, or most people don't know how much exercise they should be getting. Because they have no idea how many calories their body uses up each day, and the same thing goes for food. Most people have no clue how much they should be eating. This shouldn't come as a surprise when you consider that 69% of Americans are overweight and 35% of us are obese. This means that people really have no idea knowing when to stop, when is enough. It's as though their gas gauge is broken. So rather than the gas gauge saying full, stop eating, you're good, then the gas gauge saying full, stop eating, you're good, we overconsume beyond. And unlike a vehicle where the gas would just kind of go pouring all over the ground, when we overeat, it pours all over our physical body. And we start accumulating all this excess energy on our bodies. So you really want to know exactly what your metabolism is if you really want to have the most precise recommendations for how much you should be eating and how much physical activity you should be getting in order to achieve fat loss. So the most common method that you see today that people will use to try to track metabolism is using mathematical calculations. So you go on the internet and you go to some calorie counting website or something, and this thing will ask you some questions like how tall are you, and how old are you, and are you a man or a woman, and how much do you weigh, and possibly it may ask what your body fat percentage is. And it takes all of this data and tries to plug it into a formula to make an educated guess. Now, I don't want to belittle these calculations because they can be helpful for many people. But I will say that in many cases, there have been quite a few studies demonstrating that these can be really, really inaccurate. And we're talking not like 5% or 10% inaccurate, but for some people as much as 40% inaccurate, meaning that if you follow those mathematical calculations, many people shouldn't be surprised that they're not losing any weight, and in some cases they could even make you gain weight. One study I read was a woman's, based on these calculations, it was telling her to eat about 700 calories more than what her real metabolism was. So how do you test a person's real metabolism? Well, this is really done, as far as in a scientific setting, really only done in two primary ways that are considered to be really accurate. That really tells you real living metabolism. And if you're not getting, if you ever do go somewhere and they say, hey, we're going to test your metabolism, and they didn't use one of these two methods, you can bet, you know, the money that you spent that you were, I don't want to say scammed, maybe that's too strong of a word, but you're definitely deceived a little bit, because there really are only two legitimate ways, and if it wasn't one of these two ways, it was an educated guess. Let's put it that way. Okay, so the two ways that you would test metabolism are, number one is called a doubly labeled water method, and it literally involves drinking a special water that contains special markers that scientists will analyze that person's urine over the course of many days, and from this, very accurate. And from this, they can determine exactly how much you've eaten. They can tell you how many calories you're burning each day. So they can give really precise recommendations for what you should be eating and how much you should be exercising in order to lose weight. However, this method, unfortunately, is very expensive, and usually it's only used in a scientific setting. So it's not really available for the everyday user. However, there is a method that's a lot more affordable and very accurate, and this is referred to as indirect calorimetry. And how this is done is by breathing into a special device that contains special sensors that can determine your metabolism. So when we use this special device, this indirect calorimetry device, and we breathe into it, we can come up with a real accurate, personalized metabolism results. And this will tell us, is your metabolism high? Is it low? Is it, abnormally low? Meaning something could be wrong with hormones or something else, or is it normal? And this is a test that we do offer here at Boda Fitness. And again, it's been very helpful for our clients who use it to really know exactly what their real metabolism is. And it's far more affordable than, like I said, this doubly labeled water method. So hopefully this was helpful for you to kind of answer those questions. What is metabolism? Why is it important to know what my metabolism is? And how is metabolism tested accurately? We'll hope to see you soon.